Hello, this is Paul Long, Gesa Credit Union SBA Lending, and I am joined by the amazing
Seth Rudin from International Business Associates, IBA. Thank you. Business broker.
And in this video, we're going to talk about the differences between business-only sales and those with real estate. There's a lot of different pieces that move on that. And the first and foremost is you really have two separate transactions, right? You got the business, you got the commercial building. Now, of course, you're going to do everything concurrently, but there's just two sets of everything that go on those type of transactions. So that's really important. What else is really important, Seth?
We have the valuation of the two businesses. So we got to come up with a price for the business.
Yep.
We're going to look at cash flow, assets, IP, scarcity, strength in the business, location, et cetera, based on that business model. And then we're going to look at the real estate again, location, location, location.
Yep.
We're going to look for relevant comps. Hopefully it's in a centralized area. If it's in a remote area, we can find it, but it might be harder. And then we're going to use the income approach as a secondary. And a third approach would be the replacement or cost approach to come to evaluation. We'll package that up, and then we'll work with the buyers to come to an agreement.
That's perfect. How about marketing the property?
Yeah. So we're depending on the nature of the business and how we're selling it. Confidentiality is always a critical thing. Since we're selling the business, we got to solve the business first and make sure we don't damage the business. They have employees, they have customers, right? And we got to make sure we can sell it. So we'll sell the business with the option to buy the real estate. Once we have that tackled, we'll know, did we sell the business and lease it to the owner, or did we sell the business and sell the real estate to the same buyer of the business? And then we'll be able to proceed. If we sell the business with a lease, then we can go disclose the building and go public with that to market it to the market, take it to the market. And that sort of addresses confidentiality. At the same time, we need to be careful, not to damage the business.
Absolutely, because I mean, real estate's pretty easy, really, in the whole scheme of things to purchase. That business, there's a lot of moving parts, and without the business, you may not be able to do the building. So it can be a little worrisome on that.
Absolutely.
One thing that is important on there too is the business due diligence is very different than real estate due diligence. Real estate due diligence, is the building going to fall down? Is the roof okay? Is it going to fit my needs for the business? Business due diligence, is the financials good? On the building side, what about environmental, phase 1, phase 2? On the business side, you got that cash flow. How about the employees? All of that. There's a lot of due diligence difference between those two as well.
Exactly.
What about buyer's interest?
Buyer's interest, they want to see a cash flowing property. An interesting thing that we'll get into is recently with the higher interest rates, more of the multifamily investors are now seeking a higher return. So they're coming over to the business side, and then they're approaching it like a cap rate, which is somewhat accurate. But people who want to buy profitable or have high cash flowing businesses, they'll look at it and they want to control their business and their destiny. If I buy a business and it's got a short lease and a landlord wants to push in all their deferred maintenance into the new owner because, hey, I can take advantage of this excited new buyer, that's probably not going to fly. So it's better to own your own property when you buy the business and control your destiny
100%.
if you have the budget. It's the key.
That's true.
And that's where you come in, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Full of cash.
And then the next one is just having the expertise to know the nuances between the business, right, and the real estate, and how to articulate that, to the buyer as well with the bankers. The bankers play a key role. You've been around the block, Paul, and you've seen a lot. So, a lot of times when I'm talking to you about the deal, you've already finished my sentences for me, which is perfect. And, I have to do the same, obviously, being the guy on the pitching mound, talking to the buyers to get them to buy my business I'm selling to them with the real estate. And sometimes you'll hit, you talked about in another session, if you don't pull a preliminary title on the property, you might face an issue when you go to sell it. But if you can see it before you take it to the market and work with the sellers, the owners of the business and the real estate, and you can get that cleared off of the title, then the sales process will be more efficiently. The banks will like you. And we all know what kills deals, Paul. What is that?
That would be time, Seth.
Yes,
Time.
exactly. We're going to
Yeah.
get a lot of deals done.
And just to kind of piggyback on that, when you have an experienced commercial real estate person like Seth, as well as a business broker and an experienced lender, and you put all them in a room together, it's worth every penny you spend because it's going to really make the transaction significantly easier than teaching and training along the way. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. So,
Absolutely.
well, thank you very much for watching, and Seth and I will see you at the next video.
Thank you all.